Who do we have next?
Next up, it's the kind of match that made all these people come to Finland. Two of the all-time greats. It's Morten and Mugi!
All right, I mean, Juicy, does it get any better than this? Two of the biggest fan favorites in the entire game. This one hurt my heart to have to choose between one or the other.
Absolutely, me too. I end up picking Morten. One of the main reasons for that is in the only match that they've played this year, Morten actually won.
That's right. He beat him in a 2-1 set. He started off doing bait, and then he went to minor poison control. Did not work out well, but he was able to close things out in game number 3. I doubt we'll see the exact same order in all 3 of those games with the decks that they chose, but this is going to be great. Both of them looked indestructible yesterday on the stands. Mugi, it was calm, collected, it dialed in, predictive plays. Morten, it was all about that confidence and experience.
Absolutely. I was very surprised by that, actually. Obviously, the 4-time world finalist, Morten, very, very well vetted. He has a lot of experience. Mugi, I didn't expect him to play that calmly on stage like that.
You know, I talked to him afterwards, and I was telling him, hey, Mugi, that E-Spirit plus log prediction to just secure that game was absolutely beautiful. He just looked at me and he goes, easy. Easy.
That is quite the reaction.
I know, you love to hear it, and he's our world champion for a reason. Mugi, in the last not even 12 months, has racked up $250,000 on his own. Obviously, the prize purse from last year's World Finals really added to that, but now we go in. Mugi, Morten, day 2, game 1. Let's go. In that 3rd game in that set back in March, Juicy, it was a very close graveyard mirror match that Morten was able to take the edge over Mugi and win that 1 set. But as you mentioned, that is the only time they've met this year, and I imagine they're both very excited to see the man standing across from them.
Miner coming in on the right-hand side. Skeleton Army going to clean that up. Flying Machine from Morten, maybe a Lava Miner deck. Skeleton Army and Skelly King on the board as well. Could be a Lava Mirror matchup, but as we know, that Skarmy Skelly King combo is very versatile. Could be Mortar, could be Graveyard, could be a lot of things.
Well, Morten played Mortar for me yesterday, so maybe Mugi wants to do it for me today. I know that's really what it's all about.
And that's exactly what's going to be happening. Musketeer drop to the bridge here on the left, going to snipe out that Inferno Dragon. Skelly King from Morten going to do a nice job of cleaning up the other Skeleton King, but here's a Mortar at the bridge. Skeleton King ability just barely able to drop here, going to distract that Mortar for a bit here, allow those Skeleton Dragons to take it out.
As 1 minute of regulation ticks away, we have 2 untouched, or 4 untouched towers, I should say. Maybe even 6, technically, with the King Towers.
Snowball going to make sure that happens and keeps going as well, pushing those Skeleton Dragons back, preventing any chip damage. Tombstone in the middle from Morten here, just going to prevent any sort of miner or mortars coming down, and a Miner plus Bats coming to the right here. Miner
goes to the back. Obviously, no NATO going to be in this deck, so Mugi already varying up his placement, something you need to do very early on, especially at this level. And this matchup gets a little bit interesting as we move forward into double and triple elixir, because the options to clean up air is basically just the Musketeer, and you got to keep baiting out those bats with the arrows, correct?
Absolutely. If you can bait out the bats with the arrows, then Mugi does have the opportunity to spam with the Skeleton King. You can fill up that Skeleton King ability with the Skarmy or your opponent's Tombstone in a situation like this.
So Morten getting a decent counter push coming down this lane, nothing to write home about. But Skeleton King does stay alive. He does pop the ability. Mugi does tick to 10, and a poison will clean all that up with just a little bit of damage in. 24-44 to 27-62.
I really like Mugi's idea to switch lanes, go opposite here, force out some arrows, fill up the Skelly King ability from that Tombstone and his own bats as well. Lava in the back from Morten. I want to see some pressure from Mugi at the bridge here. I think you have to, since the arrows are out of cycle.
Do you think he goes back to the right-hand lane here, or does he double down in the middle?
I think split lane pressure could be useful. Looks like he's going to go for the same lane, though. Very nice poison value there, taking out the Flying Machine and one of those Skeleton Dragons. And look at the Lava Hound, it's gone.
Yep, Bats and Musketeer on top of that lava. No need for a spell, no need for any help there. Yes, one Lava Pup or 2-ish gets on tower, but nothing significant here.
Really
24-44, 22-48. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, really nice tombstone from Morten there. Just going to do a good job distracting this mortar once again. Inferno Drag going to clean that up as well. Flying Machine on the left is going to do its best. I like the Skelly Drags. He's spreading out his units to prevent poison value.
And a great job there, using that Skarmy to protect the mortar, which got the arrows out, and now we see a little bit of an effect of that on the left-hand side here. Down to 16-22. Mugi is playing a very, very nice game number 1.
Yeah, the most important...
Oh, the Musketeers on the tower! 3 shots! Down to 9-10 already.
That was a lot of damage. The Musketeer protection is on point for Mugi right now. Morten's trying everything in his power to try and take out these Musketeers, but look how much value. Flying Machine's dead, Skelly Dragon's dead, and now here comes the Miner on another push.
Mugi did win his 20-win challenge on his at least first account with a Miner Mortar deck. But in terms of this, he's in our competitive scene. He's gone 50% with Mortar as his win condition. And an easy game 1 win, if you will, for Mugi. Does the Muskie get it or does the Mortar shot get it? It's the Kobe shot from the Mortar, and Mugi's up 1.
Wow, today my predictions are going to the wind. I was first place yesterday, but Mugi's looking like he's very comfortable in this set right now, absolutely controlling that game, never letting Morten ever to have a chance to get a good Lava Hound push.
All right, let's take a look here at a replay that we have as our 2 competitors decide what decks they want to bring out in game number 2. And Juicy, this is where things started to go from bad to worse.
Absolutely. Look at that Musketeer taking out the Skeleton King, then the Flying Machine, and then locking on the tower here. Morten just not able to react quick enough on that one.
Let's take a look here at our community predictions. This one will be a fascinating one. I think a lot of people were probably left with their favorite person and then trying to decide between who they thought would actually win, and the numbers do not lie. 52% to 48%, basically split right down the middle. And if you guys are wondering where we're getting these numbers,
players where he doesn't need to always get that really good matchup. He relies on his skill to outplay his opponent.
That's right, game number 2 coming your way. You can see there the little bit of a creator badge for Morten, one of the biggest channels in English and in German, getting close to 500,000 subs very, very quickly.
Log here from Morten, followed up by a Ghost from Mugi. Giant Skelly in the back. See another Giant Skelly deck from Morten, maybe RG, and most likely a Drill Bridge Spam from Mugi. I'd be really surprised to see P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam in a situation like this.
100%. Mugi does look like he is going to go to Drill like we talked about. It's his most popular win condition. He's played it 24 times in competitive with a 75% win rate. Morten on the other side of it looks like he could be going with another maybe Drill deck with a different version, you're thinking, or you think it could still be RG?
I definitely think it's RG.
There it is.
Oh, the failed kite on that Golden Knight dash. Huge connection there, but the RG is taking some nice pop shots over here on the right.
Yeah, RG just ticking away on that tower. You can hear the crowd getting excited, but the counter push is coming in. Morten has 6 elixir to deal with it. He's got to deal with the Royal Ghost first, and then the Cannon Cart, and 1 Giant Skeleton should be able to do it all.
And that's what this deck is all about, right? You want to have very nice defenses and huge counter pushes with all of your bridge spam units. But unfortunately for Mugi, this Giant Skelly is just going to absolutely clean everything on this lane.
Morten, not a big-time Royal Giant player in competitive. He has played it 18 times. His numbers are really all the way across the board. He's very versatile. But with Royal Giant, he's at 50% win rate as well. So maybe trying to go to something that is obviously not as predictable with the cards that remain after game number 1. This is most likely the game plan from the start, even after that drop of game 1.
And that's the difference here. Mugi going to his comfort, Morten trying to be unpredictable. I really would like to be Mugi in a situation like this, where you know exactly how to play your deck, and the comfortability is going to mean that, you know, things are going to go well for you.
And another Golden Knight connection here for Mugi. Morten cannot catch them. 1959 on one side, but Morten is in the lead with 1766 with that big-time uppercut early on from the Royal Giant.
A lot of elixir expenditure on the left-hand side for that Ghost. Are we going to see an RG to compete and push with this? I don't think so. So Ewiz and Barbara are going to clean everything up here. But
not exactly the interaction you want, but the Ewiz does stay alive. Log actually changes that story quite quickly.
Drill on the counter push. First drill we've seen this match. Ghost is going to pick that up very nicely. Giant Skelly going to prevent that Golden Knight dash finally.
There we go. That's, yeah, finally I think is a great way to put it, Juicy. And I bet Morten feels the exact same way. Now he's trying to turn the tables as 20 seconds remain in our regulation. A lightning comes down to clear the path. But Mugi has 10 elixir. The giant skeleton gets to the tower.
Is it there?
That is there.
My God.
It's there. 962 remains. 1959 is the lowest for Morten, and the German swings back into the game.
One giant Skelly Bomb is all it takes. Mugi had the elixir. Maybe the nerves are starting to come in finally for him as well. Just not able to get that. He was down in time.
Yeah, I mean, talk about nerves. I'm pretty sure Morten's heart rate right now is about 37, whereas Mugi's might be around 200.
You gotta be feeling good after a connection like that. I think Mugi does have a chance to maybe come back. You're not in lightning cycle radius quite yet, but you have to have perfect defense from here on out.
And now it's the thing with the late lightning, early lightning, how's it gonna work? You see, this time Morten not doing it too early, but the RG does get, I think, the retarget on the cannon, but the lightning damage came in?
Yep, no RG shots there, only lightning damage. Mugi needs to stack everything that's left-hand side, but the problem with that is you do give the lightning value, so he decides to go in the opposite lane here. Magic Archer in the back, Gold Knight in the back. He needs to build up a very big push in order to come back right now.
Yeah, and the toughest thing with that is we've seen this numerous times already in day one. You just start stacking that giant skeleton in the lane that you know your opponent's going to pursue, and it just really clogs it up, and of course that giant skeleton bomb makes it really, really tough.
Magic Archer almost always getting taken out by these giant Skelly Bombs. Cannon Cart goes on the left-hand side. Bar Barrel plus Magic Archer here on the right to try and get a connection. Quick E-Spear plus Hunter.
Magic Archer lines up. Mugi's got some shots in. The giant skeleton turns around. The giant skeleton turns around. 528 to 655.
And all of a sudden, this game is really close. Two giant skellies on the board, though. Oh, here comes the RG. Can Mugi defend this?
This is huge for Morten. He needs to make sure that RG gets on tower. Mugi lightning, NATO's it back. No lightning in yet.
Drill on the defense. That is the power of the drill. You can use it for offense. You can use it for defense.
A perfect log. The lightning comes in. It needs to come down, and Morten will even things up. We're going to game 3.
If there's any match in this entire tournament.
Stage is set. The players are ready. Morten using a tablet. Mugi also with his creator code on the bottom of your screen with the phone.
Mugi always sending out that good luck before the match. A Goblin Barrel coming from Morten. This is Morten's favorite win condition. He has a very low usage rate because he doesn't want to be too predictable, but when he does use bait, he's got an 83% win rate.
That's right, and only 18 games with bait in our competitive format, an 83% win rate. And if you guys remember last year's World Finals, he had an incredible come-from-behind victory when he looked like he was in a horrible matchup against Miniminter. But Morten can always come back in those final moments.
Speaking of horrible matchup, check this one out. He's got the roll delivery, he's got the log, and he has the Fire Spirit. Mugi has come prepared against Morten for his favorite win condition. On the other hand, Morten does have that bomb tower versus the pigs. That will be useful.
That is a very, very good point that you make, Juice.
Heading into the rest of this match, Morten really needs to try and outcycle that log and put himself in a situation where Mugi does not have enough elixir to get that roll delivery down in time. That's one of the only ways to get damage in a situation like this.
It's so tough to keep up with the cycle of either of these decks, and you know they're going to be on top of that cycle. Dark Goblin gets some good value here on top of that cannon.
Really nice Queen taking out the Dark Goblin. Generally, that's what you want to be doing. You always want to take out the Glass Cannon with your Archer Queen because she does provide that counter push value in two ways. You have the ability, you can get on tower with that, but you also have the 3-card cycle to cycle a bunch of pigs and maybe outcycle that bomb tower.
You can see there Morten not happy about that one shot, and you know, a lot of people at home might be wondering, it's just one shot, it's still early on, but in this type of matchup when it's quick, it's fast, it's loose, every little stab, every little shot from that AQ counts. It is all very, very important. Mugi on the other side, 11 times he's ran Royal Hogs, and only a 55% clip there.
The other thing about a matchup like this where it's so tight and you're defending each other so well, it's very important every little bit of damage because a lot of the time it's going to come down to spell cycle later in triple elixir.
Exactly.
guards, also very nice versus the Archer Queen. Morten making sure to over-defend his left side tower, our right side tower here, to make sure to not let him increase that damage lead.
I know, you talk about the matchup for Mugi, but like you said, Juice, there's such good responses for Morten as well to deal with the Hog, to deal with the AQ, and that's Snowball. I mean, that's like the spell that you want in this situation. There you go, Snowball comes down, pushes the Hogs away, and the Hogs on the left-hand side getting some great damage in.
The big thing there is Morten was finally able to chip away a little bit with the Goblin Barrel. He outcycled the Log. He went for the Goblin Barrel while Mugi was focused on offense. Mugi thought he could do the Ice Spirit or Fire Spirit plus Skeletons combo, but he played the Goblin Barrel in the front. That's a huge play.
And he's late on the delivery. Another 3-stab from the Goblin Barrel. 2034 to 2150. Morten feeling himself. He goes, all right, I'm at 10. There's a rocket. And Mugi has to be feeling the pressure.
Bomb Tower and Dark Gob on the defense.
Wow.
There's no way these pigs are going to get through for much. Maybe one hit.
One little piggy snout. That's it.
That's it. But the rocket is so valuable in a situation like this. Earthquake is not enough to keep up with something like that.
Morten goes slightly tricky on that barrel to the back instead of the front.
I really like the idea to play the Arch Queen in the back here, get that 3-card cycle activated, and you need to be spamming pigs and out-cycle that Bomb Tower. This is your moment.
And I just don't know how he's going to beat this cycle. Morten is so on top of it. The Ice Spirit, I believe, still allowed the Fire Spirit to connect.
It did.
14-13, 11-42, 85 seconds.
Check out, he used this pigs. No, the pigs did not keep the Arch Queen alive. Can he break through this Bomb Tower right now?
Goblin gets his stab. Piggy's in the lane. Snowball comes down with the Earthquake. 12:51, 9:02. Morten is a couple rockets and a log away. Or Snowball, excuse me.
Skeletons do pick up the Dark Goblin. He's trying to defend.
Dark Goblin's on the tower.
Log comes on the Goblin Barrel. These pigs are chipping away, though. This match is so close. Morten goes for the rocket. Mugi needs to apply so much pressure right now.
Morten going in with the Dark Goblin. He wants that elixir on defense.
It's on. It's on.
The Dark Goblin's on. 63 HP.
I don't think Log does enough.
He needs the
definitely
guards.
does it.
There's the Mighty Miner. Mighty Miner changes it up. And
there's the rocket. There's the rocket.
Has done
the Queen. Oh, the Queen almost got the shot.